MoDOT's $2.8 billion Improve I-70 program will add a third lane and make other improvements to I-70 across the state. This is a massive undertaking made possible by Missouri's General Assembly and one that requires the coordination of thousands of people across multiple agencies. In this new video series, MoDOT will be showcasing the variety of people working to bring the expansion of I-70 to life. This is Beyond the Barrels.
So I'm Ed Hassinger, and I'm the director of MoDOT. I've been with MoDOT for over 40 years, and two roles that I had that were related to I-70 is I was the district engineer in Hannibal and the district engineer in St. Louis. And during both of those tenures, I-70 was a big discussion topic, whether it was taking care of it as it was falling apart in Warren and Montgomery County, or whether it was the capacity issues we had in St. Louis. So this has been a part of my career probably ever since I've started. Yeah, we've been talking about the needs on I-70 for decades. And literally, it kind of started with a discussion about the condition. It's one of the first interstates in the country that ever got built. And so naturally, it's one of the first that is going to get to a point where it needs to be reconstructed. And then as we got into the discussion about reconstructing the existing interstate, we started looking at what are the future needs as it relates to capacity and as it relates to commerce in the state. And I think that's what led us to the point we are today, where now we're going to get to actually do what needs to be done for the corridor for the next 70 years. So now we're talking about 3 lanes each direction from Blue Springs all the way to Wentzville. We're talking about complete replacement of the aging infrastructure, whether that be pavement or bridges, and then safety improvements that relate to outdated designs that were done 70 years ago. And we're getting to do as much of that as we can within the money that we have available. And so far, we're making great progress. Yeah, and I think the reason that we're doing it a piece at a time, some of it is just what was ready. There was a lot of work that had been done on little pieces of the corridor that were driving needs in each district. And when we looked at the global package, we said we need to capitalize on the work that's already been done so that we can move quickly. So we started in the places where we had a lot of the groundwork laid. And then I think when you think about it, too, we don't want to overburden the industry. You couldn't do all the projects in one corner of the state without overburdening the industry that's going to have to do it. And also, it helps us with not having so much work that we inconvenience the public in those places. So doing it in the fashion we did gets us speed. I think it gets us better pricing from our contractors. And then it also kind of spreads around the pain as we're dealing with building the road to those people that have to navigate the road while we're building it. What I'm excited about is Missouri was the first in the country to build the first piece of interstate in the entire country. And now I think we're leading in the effort of rebuilding the interstate for the next 70 years. So not only do we get to take the effort of doing what we love to do, which is making sure we're improving transportation, but we're doing that on what I would call really a global scale and are building the interstate for the next generation. I think as we go through this process, everybody understands the need, but as we get more projects underway, we're going to need people's patience. While we're doing this, we're trying to have the least impact on the public we can while we're building it, but we know that doing this much work doesn't come without some inconvenience. So what I would ask is, while we're doing this, if the public could just be a little patient, make sure they look at what we're doing, and they're gonna be really happy with the outcome at the end. But in the middle, some patience on their part would be greatly appreciated. I'm Ed Hassinger. This is Beyond the Barrels.